Yo, what's good, everybody? Good morning, people. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Usually make Pokemon card content, but honestly, I haven't been driving my cars all that much. So we're gonna take the E46 M3 out for a spin. Yeah, I'm gonna clip you guys in. We're gonna do a little POV. Anyways, it's a beautiful day. It's not too cold out. Feels like it's gonna be a warm day out. The sun's coming out, so this is kind of the perfect day. I've been putting off driving this car. I don't want to put a lot of miles on it. I've had it sitting outside on the battery tender, but the C63 registration, inspection, taxes, the C63 W204, that is due, so I'm gonna need to get that out of the garage soon. So I figured better start driving the E46 M3 before my time runs out. So this is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, we're just gonna take a little trip to the gym. I need to start taking care of my health more. I really have to prioritize staying in shape and putting my health as a top priority, and then everything else can follow with that. But first, I want to stay healthy. So we're gonna go hit the gym, and I'm not even saying that I feel like you have to hit the gym to feel healthy, but like whether you're doing stretches or meditating or just getting out and getting some fresh air, getting some sunlight, that's really important. And I gotta do that before the fam wakes up. Everybody's gonna get up in about an hour, so if I get up early enough, if I did this more often, it'd be good. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go for a drive. All right, so let's go ahead and start her up. I've been wanting to do a POV style video for so freaking long, guys. You have no idea. You have no idea. Okay. And, well, I'll go check the battery tender first. All right, looks like the battery is good. We're getting the green light. Look at that engine. It's beautiful. It's magnificent. It's purist, and we like it that way. All right, now every single car of mine has had issues this winter season, so let's hope that we get a little bit more of a blessing with this car. Start her up. Oh, that sounds so good. It sounds so good. Oh man, I love this car. This is the one car I think I could never get rid of. God, that sounds good. Alright, I should let it warm up just a little bit, but we're gonna go ahead and back it up so I can take a decent thumbnail pic. And this should just about do it. So it'll be good enough for us to snap a pic. Okay, I'm gonna make sure my door's open so I don't lock myself out. And yeah, I'm gonna clip you guys in a second. I'm gonna snap a good thumbnail pic. All right, she's sounding good. She is a beauty. Do want to take a little look at the car before we get driving. It's really dirty. I haven't even really got it cleaned yet, but yeah, she's beautiful. So she's all warmed up now. We don't want to let it sit too long. Some people think you have to idle your car. Some people think it's bad for the car to have it idling too long. Now I get to focus on the fun part of driving it. So we're gonna drive our way down to the gym. Now, usually this is my moment where I get to listen to music, but we're not gonna do that. Maybe on the way back. And that's if I feel like the clip is good, though. I feel like that's only if I feel like the clip is good. I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. It might be better to do this. Oh, you know what? I gotta close the gate. All right, so now we're set up. Okay. Whew. All these car YouTubers make it look so easy. People really don't like the SMG and the E46 community. I am not most people, so I really like this car despite the flaws that everyone says the SMG has. But basically, manual gearbox, but shifts really easily, so this should be fun. We're still letting it heat up. The oil's cold. The engine's good to go, but we're not going to romp on it too hard. And I've got my paddle shifters, but I actually prefer using the shift knob, even though it really makes no difference. Now, those of you might say, hey, I want to see the road, but I think given the type of content this is, it's probably better to just listen to the engine, steering wheel POV. I have to do evasive maneuvers, not aggressive driving, just evasive maneuvers. All right, we're gonna put our dynamic stability control off. Someone's flying into my lane right here. So listen to that sound. Oh my God. I know I shift like a granny, but I gotta let the car heat up. I got new tires on the front. So this is what people don't understand about newer cars. They'll never sound like this. You will never get that perfect, naturally aspirated inline six sound ever again. Now they got the inline six twin turbos, but it's not the same, and it's never gonna be the same. This is why I have a never-ending appreciation for naturally aspirated BMWs, and honestly Mercedes too. Call me old school. I would rather keep this car running and have it in my collection for the next decade or even longer, right? I'd like to keep this car forever if possible. I don't even think I would want a lower mileage example, just because, like, it's going to be, 50K or more to get a really good low mileage example. I would expect right now in this market, the used higher mileage examples are going for, I don't know, 25, 30 grand. You could say that they're going for less, but they're really not. They're just, you can't find this car as easily as you used to. And it is a classic, technically. It is 20 years old. I will say, oil temp is almost there. Coolant temp looks like it's getting there. Not sure how much I can raise this, but I don't know if you guys can even see that. Someone behind me is like, hurry up and drive. But we got nowhere to go fast. There's another red light. So I'm fortunate that the gym is, we're taking the highway to get to the gym. Because that's, honestly, I hate driving this car uptown. I just don't like driving any of my nicer cars uptown. Y'all know I got my 325 beater. This is really not a car channel, so no one's really going to know what cars I have. But I've got my E46 325i beater, and I've got my E46 M3 that we're in right now. I've got my E92 M3, and I've got my C63 W204 AMG. Those are my babies. I would like to add the F80 M3 to the collection. I would like to add an E30 BMW to the collection. Just like any E30, honestly, would be sick. And I really like an E46 M3, but like, I'm stretching out my goals really thin. Most people are watching my channel for the Pokemon card content, and like that's where my heart's at, really. But I loved cars before that, and I will always love cars. It will always give me enjoyment and function in a way that a Pokemon card could never. So, and once the car heats up, God, it drives so much better. It just feels stiff in the morning. I don't know if other people can relate to that with their other cars or just other older BMWs in general, but it just always feels stiff in the morning, and I hate that. So it's nice to get the car warmed up. The oil temp is looking like it's almost ready to rev this thing out. Same thing with the coolant temp. We're getting up there. So I'm hoping maybe on one of these last strips I'll get to really wind it out. It is actually a red light right here. Luckily, I don't have to deal with uphill clutch work, which is what I love about this car. I never felt like I had to drive a manual. It is on my list, though, to at least have one car in my collection that's a true manual, but it's not something that I miss because it's not something I ever had. Here we go. And there's no one in front of me. Now, this car isn't the fastest car on the road, but it sounds better than everything on the road. Woo! Oh, it sounds good. God, I love this car. Oh, that's so much fun. Man, I was watching, I think I was watching Speed's channel yesterday, and one of the VW hatchbacks, but I was watching another channel where the guy wanted to basically replace everything on his stock E46 M3 for CSL. At the end of the video, you can hear his rod bearing being spun in the car, and it's just whee! It's just this horrible screech, and you're like, oh my God, his engine is shot. That hurt my soul to listen to that. I can't believe this drive is already over. I have to get the C63 out because I got to pay my taxes on that and get that inspected. So I'm gonna have to get that car out and probably rotate the M3 out soon. But here we are. We are at the gym now. We're gonna do one more walk around. And then I gotta take off this harness. And damn, this thing is clean. This thing is clean, y'all. Look at that exhaust. We got the carbon diffuser. This thing looks so clean from the back too. And I love that. I love that about E46s is just the low profile. All right, I'm gonna get in the gym. Maybe we'll get a better driving POV when we get out. Peace. Yo, all right. Woo. As you can see, it is now bright out. So I think we did our time at the gym. Since the car's probably still warmed up, we're gonna definitely see if we can do some rips on the way home. If you are still watching this, now's the time. Stop watching. Go to the gym, go get some sunlight. Take care of yourself. Put your health first. Really prioritize that, because at the end of the day, we're all gonna get old and we're all gonna get worn out. And if you condition yourself ahead of time to be in shape, make good decisions, have a decent diet, all that stuff matters in your longevity. It doesn't matter if you have a shitload of money. It doesn't matter if you're super entrepreneurial. At the end of the day, none of this stuff matters if you are not in check. Anyways, let's get on to it. Oh, I love this cockpit. That's another thing. I think the E46 M3 has one of the nicest cockpits of any car I've ever been in. It's just classy. It's timeless. I did mine with the piano black. Black looked better. All right, let's get it. Definitely prefer this POV. I would not want to have something on my head, honestly. Anyways, that would, I feel like, be more of a driving hazard. Now, this thing sounds gnarly in sport. In sport, it really sounds gnarly. Unfortunately, unlike my E92, the E46 M3 in sport mode is extremely sensitive. Like, the throttle is almost too sensitive. So I might put it on. I might put it on this drive home. But for the most part, I like using all of the power that I'm capable of using. And I feel like the sport button is kind of a gimmick. And doesn't let you extract everything out naturally, organically, right? There's this button that intensifies everything, and it's great for the E92 M3, but I don't know why I just don't like it in the E46. Somebody's pulling up. Please don't hit me. Thank you. Watch where you're going, dude. People can't drive in Charlotte. I'm not saying that I can drive, but people definitely can't drive in Charlotte. Fun. I want to put the top down and the windows open, but I feel like it'll totally obstruct the sound. Traffic, unfortunately. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, one thing I want to do is take more POV driving videos. Make the cars, make my channel more inclusive of the cars, because they are a big part of my life, and it is a collecting channel basically. But to understand like who I am as a person and where I came from as far as collecting goes, you have to go back to my roots. And my roots really started with sneakers. I got some crappy black Nikes on right now, gym shoes. I went from sneakers, snapback hats. I collected hats for a long time. It's embarrassing. I don't even wear hats anymore because it's really bad for your hair. Like, if you wear hats all the time, you are going to lose all of your hair. I'm not going to say it's fact, but I feel like it's just not good to put something obstructing your hair all the time. Yeah, and it's a red light, so I can't go anywhere. Put the windows down and I'll see basically how it sounds. And if it really doesn't sound good, like if it's noticeably obnoxious, right? We can hear this huge 18-wheeler going past me. Yeah, it's a good bit louder. It's a good bit louder, so I have a feeling that's going to make the clip less usable. So we'll see. We'll see how it sounds. I'm not going to pop the sunroof because I know that's going to get even louder. I want to see maybe if the engine sounds better. And I don't know about you guys, but I personally like driving with the windows down. I've always drove with my windows down. Woo! Oh, that was fun. Too, if I could just get in front of this Tesla. It's always a Tesla. It's always a Tesla. They're always driving very, very consistent speeds. And I got nothing against Tesla, really, other than the fact that it's not a naturally aspirated car. But I think Teslas are cool. I think the fact that you basically never have to pay for gas again is pretty sweet. But that's also what makes us petrol heads. That is too much fun. And I just got new tires. I just got new tires very recently, so this car, it's always like not tracked perfectly straight. And for the first time in my entire life in ownership of this car, it tracks perfectly straight down the road. All right, we're gonna drop gears since everyone's getting past me. And the engine's almost heated up. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh man, it never gets old. Woo! Yeah, definitely better drive on this round. All right, my brakes probably need to be upgraded or replaced soon. This is where this car excels, is turning. Oh, it sounds so good. I think I've pretty much hit the nail on the head with this video. Like, the other thing is, if I'm not enjoying making the video, then what am I doing, right? And I love collecting Pokemon cards. I love doing the graded reveal. That was probably the most fun I've had in a while, and that's the best video I've done in a while. So that was cool. But I really, really enjoy driving, and that's something that I want to bring that to my channel and doing it in a way that's unique, right? And I don't want to show like aggressive driving behavior and make that on the forefront of my channel, but it is fun to rev the car out, even on a slow road. Slammed to the ground is fun, but going over those bumps, it's getting really old. Okay. All right. And we are back home now. We are back home and safe. And honestly, I really mean that. Like, every day that you get to drive a nice car out on the roads in Charlotte is a good day. Because to be honest, like, I've had some really close calls, and I've had some straight up horrible accidents in both this car and my E46 325i. So I know what it's like to be in a really shitty position every day that I don't have to go through an experience like that. I'm very grateful to own this car. These cars are a dying breed, and I hope to be one of the channels that can maybe bring these back to life, make them popular. I mean, I think they've always been pretty popular, but most people now are trying to get a new BMW, right? They're not looking at E46 M3s. Why would they, right? Why do they want a money pit, right? But this money pit is worth every single penny, right? I've had the subframe reinforced to prevent cracking. I have not done the rod bearings. I need to get the rod bearings done on this car. What else? We did the Guibo. I feel like we did the steering rack. Car's been dynoed, and it makes roughly the same horsepower it made bone stock. So my phone's probably gonna die soon, but I'm gonna see if I can pull out my dyno sheet real quick. Bro, let's see the dyno sheets. Let's see the dyno sheets, bro. All right, here we go. Here is our dyno sheet. So as you guys can see, we're right up here on the dyno sheet. At peak RPM, we can pretty much hit 10, 20, 30, 330 horsepower, which if you guys can see this. I'm not sure if it's focusing on that. You get the 300, 310, 320, 330. You guys might think, wow, Ryan, that sucks, dude. Your E46 M3 barely even makes the stock factory horsepower. But you guys got to understand, this car is over freaking 20 years old. It can't even close the glove box. That's how old this car is. All right, there you go. This car is over 20 years old. And the fact that I'm now making factory horsepower on this car, I get to actually enjoy this car as if it was brand new. So shout out MagnaFlow exhausts and Megan racing headers and BC racing coilovers. This car is exactly the way I want it. I would not have this car any different. It's exactly the way I want it. I love the way it drives. I love the way it handles. The new tires were one of the biggest thing. I got to tell you guys, if your car is not tracking right, I would, before guessing it's a suspension component or, adjusting your coilovers or, getting the car proper alignment. I know this sounds stupid and basic, but when I first got into cars, I never worried about like how worn down my tires were, right? If the tires had decent tread, the tires had decent tread. It was one less thing to worry about. But the tires make all the difference in this car. Absolutely all the difference in this car. Having nice tires is everything. Also, I want to point out that this steering wheel did not come all black. It looks really new because we replaced this when they did the airbag recall. I need to rewrap the steering wheel. It's definitely fading and kind of chipping away, but it still has really good grip, so I don't really see a point to replace anything if I can keep it OEM. I did swap out the paddle shifters. I think these look way nicer, and this nice cold aluminum feel. They just feel weighty. I like how they work, but honestly, the plastic ones probably work better because they are a little bit lighter. And less weight, I guess, on the hinges and the springs right here. But this is wrapped. We wrapped this, and we wrapped the this center console area over here black. So everything, and then of course, we got the piano black. I don't know if the piano black was always like that or not. I'm not sure if it was always like that or not. So it was originally silver, but that was a wrap. So we took that off and there was this black piano underneath. So I say that I did it in black piano, but that was already there. So that could be the original factory finish, which looks really, really nice. The door cards, I sprayed in black. So the doors are no longer silver. So that's the thing with the SMGs, is that all the trim is it's like the two-tone black and silver setup. And so now everything is blacked out. That's how I like the car. Looks really good. And I should probably get out of the car and stop awkwardly talking inside my car, even though the acoustics probably way better. Get my puffy jacket because it's puffy jacket season. I low-key wish I lived in the UK. They all wear puffy jackets over there. It's always cold and dreary. I low-key wish I lived in the UK for that reason, though. I like dressing. I like overdressing, I guess you could say. I prefer to overdress rather than being in the hot sun all the time. Oh, geez, did we really not pop the hood? Did I really not do that? I am definitely not as handy as a lot of other car YouTube content creators. I understand what's going on, but it's not something that I want to wrench on 24/7. I also do have family, and I run a full-time bar business, and then I have I do Pokemon full-time too, pretty much. Whether it's eBay or Instagram or YouTube. I want to bring more car photos to my Pokemon Instagram too. I mean, I might start just a car Instagram, but all right, so that's hooked up. That's charging. Close that up. Yeah, so we got to have the cars on the battery tenders here in Charlotte because car batteries are constantly dying. Keep the cars charging because it gets cold here in Charlotte. Yeah, so the video just cut out because my phone had just enough juice to get us to the end there. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that style of video. Let me know if you want more of those. Obviously, it'll be less of me talking and more focusing on the driving and how the engine sounds, and shorter videos, shorter clips, everything more compressed. But But this is kind of a sneak peek of like what I want to do more of, and like driving my nicer cars to the card shop to see what they got. The only caveat with that is that I'm not trying to put miles on my nicer cars, and I don't always know if the card shop has stuff. Whereas if I'm going to the gym, I know exactly the route I'm taking, I know exactly how many miles I'm putting on the car, and I know exactly what purpose I'm going for. And there's no downside to taking care of your health first. Anyways, peace out, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to take care of yourself above everything else, above material and wealth, and just take care of your health. Your health is wealth. Anyways, peace, guys.